Hello, I am Gelosia Sia. I am a messenger here to deliver what God and your ancestors want you to know at this very moment. I am a collective reader, so please take only what resonates with you. And if something does resonate with you, please pray or pasha about it so that you can get your own confirmation. And I am here to remind you that you are seen and you are loved. Okay. Let's see what messages I have for you today. Okay. My goodness. That just came out. Okay. Okay. The bottom of the deck we have 5 of Swords. Okay, I want to get the clarifying cards out also. Okay. Okay. So let's see. So the first card that actually came out was the Hierophant. That's very powerful energy, especially as the first card out, because I like to feel like the very first card out always speaks to the energy of the reading. So I don't know if this is a message about someone's spiritual journey. So the Hierophant is clarified by the Fool. And what I'm seeing here is that you are a person who, I feel like when it comes to spirituality, I don't think that you do things that are conventional. You are not conventional in the way that you communicate, in the way that you connect with spirit, with God, your ancestors, your angels, whatever you believe in. You don't do it in the way that is expected, and maybe even sometimes the way that is accepted, right? Because I believe that with our spiritual gifts and spiritual awakenings and how we practice our spiritual practices, I feel like it's unique to each person, and I don't feel like there is a set way that we must all do things. I'm a firm believer of do what makes you feel most closest to spirit. So what I'm seeing here is someone who maybe is seen as a little bit of a rebel when it comes to their spirituality. But regardless of that, you are so tapped in. You have the divine leading you in every single thing. The divine speaks through you through this Hierophant card, and you are very influential. As much as you don't stick to the conventional way of doing things, you still have a very influential energy about you, and you get that energy from source, right? And with the Fool card being here, I mean, the Fool card, it's 0. It's a new beginning. It's taking a leap of faith. It tells me that you're a person who has a lot of faith in what you believe in. Even if you practice it differently, you have so much faith in what you do because you feel spirit. You feel spirit for yourself. And like I said, I mean, the Hierophant is being clarified by the Three of Cups. And then the Fool is being clarified by the Ten of Swords, which makes me feel like because of the people that are around you, maybe the people that you love, your friends, your family, people that you deem really important to you, I feel like you don't always show them the things that you learn in your spiritual journey. You don't always tell them because I feel like there's that fear of being judged. So I feel like sometimes you downplay yourself and just how much you hear and feel spirit. You downplay it as a way to fit in. As a way to fit in because nobody wants to feel so different that they cannot connect with other people, right? And I feel like sometimes in these spaces, you act in certain ways just so you can fit in, and you don't truly tell these people the things that you feel and just how connected you are to Source. And I feel like that's very difficult for you. It's almost like it's hard for you to be different. It's hard for you to not be the same. And I'll give an example. I grew up in a very traditional kind of home, that completely believed in ancestors. I found God by myself as a young, as a young 6 to 7 year old. And once I learned about God, I knew that that's my person. That is my person for life. And that was something that I couldn't completely share with my family because for them, they would practice more of the ancestral traditions. And I even remember my first time asking my mom to go visit a church. I wanted to go to church. And I was this 8-year-old and I wanted to go to my friend's church because that's something that my family didn't do. And as much as I would go to church, I never felt like I truly belonged. I would read the Bible, I would pray, and I felt so connected to God, but it would always make me judge myself, the fact that how come God, you and I are so close, we're so tight, but how come when I'm at church, I don't feel you as much? How come, and you start to question yourself and think, is there something wrong with me? And it's no. The divine will take you where you need to be. Church was not the place for me because in my spiritual beliefs, I believe in both God and ancestors. And in church, I can't acknowledge my ancestors, meaning that I'd have to let go of a huge part of me, which did not make me feel as close to the divine as when I can acknowledge both. So this is what's happening here. You feel different. You feel so different that sometimes you feel like you're rebellious. But oh, no, no, no. The divine will lead you where you need to be. You are led by the divine. You have God, your ancestors, your angels, whatever it is that you believe in, you have that flowing through your veins. And you don't have to, dim yourself, to dim your light, just to fit into social spaces. Just like I felt the need to dim myself just so I can fit in church spaces. And, that's not to say that I never enjoyed my time at church, but I didn't feel complete. I did not feel complete. It always felt like something is missing. So this is what I'm getting from this energy. that because of your spiritual practices, that sometimes you feel the need to dim yourself, to dim the spirit that flows within you, to dim the messages, the insights, what you know about spirit. Maybe you don't even talk about it because you fear that people won't understand you. And these are people that are important to you, right? Wow. That is so interesting. And, you know, with this Page of Wands being clarified by the Queen of Pentacles, it makes me feel like, I don't know if there was specifically something that a mother energy, it could be a mother, it could be an aunt, it can even be a big sister. I don't know if they once communicated something to you that made you feel like, okay, maybe what I'm doing is wrong. That maybe I'm cursing the family, or maybe you feel cursed in some kind of way just because of the way that you are. And let me tell you one thing, God does not make mistakes. God does not make mistakes. If that is the person that you are, that is who you were meant to be. If you feel the closest to the divine in that way, then that is exactly what was destined to be. And it's the different way that you do things that makes you stand out, the light within you, in the way that you communicate. Maybe you are a person who also likes to maybe dance. Maybe you dance and you feel spirit when you're dancing, or you sing and you feel spirit when you're singing, or you are a speaker, you use your voice and that you feel spirit as you are speaking. And that is your God-given gift. That is a gift from the divine. And this Queen of Pentacles, this is someone that you really value. You really value this person's opinion. And I feel like whatever it is that they said to you, I feel like it made you feel a little bit defeated and made you start questioning yourself that maybe something is wrong with me. Whereas that's not the truth. That is not the truth. And it even makes me feel like, you know, you having to go through these different phases that almost make you question your spirituality. They are part of your destiny. They are destined. Because you have to be able to stand for what you believe in. Stand firm. Stand firm in your faith. Stand firm in your belief. And, you know, with this Queen of Pentacles here, clarified by the Five of Swords, it tells me that sometimes those people that we deem so valuable and that we really regard their advice and what they say very highly, sometimes when you have to stand up for yourself, it won't be in line with what they think or feel. And you have to start being okay with that, of standing up for what you believe in. You know, because you are a grounded person. You are grounded, you are gifted, you are abundant in spirit. Like I said, spirit flows through your veins. And, you know, you're the kind of person who is very humble. Who's very humble. And therefore, when you start hearing when you start hearing somebody not agreeing with something that you deem so important to yourself, it makes you start to question yourself too, which is a natural thing. That's natural. But it is difficult. It's hurtful. It's hurtful, right? But God, your ancestors, your angels, whatever you believe in, you are being implored to stand up for what you believe in. It is not an easy journey, guys. It definitely isn't, but it is definitely fulfilling. And there's nothing that feels greater than being your truest self. And sometimes being your truest self means that you are not going to be able to relate with the people that you used to relate to before you awoken. Things that maybe you used to like before your awakening, you're not going to relate to those things anymore. Things have changed and it's for the better. And if you are still going through your spiritual awakening, this is to tell you that things are going to start changing. Where where it feels like you are going against the people that tell you that this is how you're supposed to do it. You know, whenever I start these readings and I always tell you guys to pray or pasha for your own confirmation, it is because you can't be dictated to about spirit. That's why I implore you to get your own confirmation, because being told to go a certain way that maybe you're not even comfortable with, and you're just doing it just to fit in so that you are not questioned for what you believe in, that's difficult. And it's not you being your truest self. So this also speaks to that you know, it is hard, it's difficult, but you need to stand up for yourself. Stand up for what you believe in. Not everybody is going to agree with you, and that has to be okay. You know, that has to be okay. We're not all going to believe in the same things, but what you believe in is what's most important. And I see somebody is really struggling with that right now, like feeling literally rejected. Feeling rejected, but you will be victorious. You know, just as with any journey in life, there are trials and tribulations, things that test you. But if you stand firm in your faith and in your belief, you will be victorious. And that is what you guys have been doing. Even though maybe some of you are doing it quietly, you're keeping it to yourself. And you know, sometimes we need a little nudge, you know. Sometimes we need to hear someone, you know, just to what can I say? To push you a little bit in the right direction, to encourage you. That's the word. To encourage you to be yourself, to follow your heart. And this also tells me that as difficult as going through those trials and tribulations is, you are a very determined person. You will be victorious. You always will be victorious, and you will always overcome these things because you are connected. You pray, you connect, you ask for guidance. And like I said, when you are going through the spiritual awakening process, things that you used to connect with, suddenly you don't connect with those things anymore. Because you are also anew, you are awakening to yourself, to your highest self. And that's why this Four of Cups is here. It's that feeling of rejection, of feeling rejected, which really does hurt. But you got God. You got your ancestors. You got your spirit guides. You got your angels. And they love you. This is also a reminder to say that they love you and they are always watching over you. And that even as you go through these testing times, you don't go through them alone. that you are being guided. You are being guided to what's for you. And it won't always be easy, guys. Sometimes it actually will be easy, but not always. Just like it won't always be hard. It's a learning process. It's a growing process. So these are like growing pains. But I feel like this is just preparation. It's preparation for the position that you are to take in your life, because you've got a big purpose. The Hierophant was the first card out here. So I know that I'm speaking to a highly connected person. And just because you do things differently does not mean that you are any less gifted, that you are not connected, that God doesn't see you. No ways. God does not make any mistakes. He made you that way for a reason, and you need to start believing that. You need to start believing that and living in your truth. And living in your truth means that sometimes you will be rejected. And what do we always say? Rejection is God's protection, right? And when you are rejected by certain things, those things are not for you. Because what is for you will always find its way to you. And that is all that I have for you guys today. I'm wishing you guys all the best in your journeys. And please like, comment, and subscribe, and share this with your friends if you'd like. Thank you so much for tuning in. I really appreciate it.